We have been saying that there is a stigma on the person who is a victim of rape. All we are saying here today is that some lobbies and some sections and some people get very uncomfortable when they say, let's have the stigma on the accused. We want the person who is thinking of rape or has carried out the rape to have a stigma all his life.
We also want him to be really convicted.
Yes,
I'd like to
yes, the rapist must be punished. Simple. Ramalingam, why do you get so upset?
The offender cannot even claim human rights.
Yeah, how can a rapist...
If a rapist is inhuman in his conduct, if the rapist is inhuman in his conduct, where is the question of human rights for him?
I'm saying here today...
He is inhuman.
In fact,
in this case where you have brutally assaulted this girl, I mean, where is the human right question comes for these people? Do you want to have pity on these people?
Absolutely,
I mean, what kind of country are we talking about? How will the women feel secure?
This is the standard argument of these groups, which is like the American Civil Liberties Union, which says, oh my God, coerced administration of any drug, including the anti-androgen drugs for sex offenders, is cruel punishment for rapists. I mean,
there's nothing cruel.
What is cruel about it? I mean, what is the cruelty that the rapist inflicts?
What we are talking about here, what the topic of the debate is, stricter laws, stricter punishment.
Absolutely.
Why are we not discussing that?
Stricter laws would also
Why are we not discussing stricter laws, stricter punishment? I am saying I want and I demand even stricter punishment.
Or booked for perjury
and
also
Miss Ramalingam,
who produces
Miss
Ramalingam, we'll have to ensure that we follow a system of law. We do not become anarchic in our ideas.
No, we won't become anarchic.
Ensure that we
won't become anarchic.
We are not talking about anarchy, madam.
Miss Ramalingam.
Madam, we are talking about the safety of women.
Miss Ramalingam.
We are not talking about anarchy, we are talking about the safety of women.
We have worked for women's rights. We also work towards getting stricter and stringent laws. Stringent laws are only not the panacea for everything. We have had the Dowry Prohibition Act. We have had
but we need something. Right now we have nothing. Right now the man walking on the street who decides to tease a girl or to whistle at her or to touch her, he's not afraid of the law.
I for the life of me.
That's not shut away from our responsibilities.
Ma'am, I'd like to...
Miss, 1 second, please, Sudha Ramalingam. You see, I cannot understand. 1 minute. Kunal Kohli, 1 minute. Kunal Kohli, 1 minute.
I'd just like to
Kunal Kohli, 1 minute. 1 minute. Kunal Kohli and Sudha Ramalingam.
Who gives a false complaint against you? What will you do?
Miss Ramalingam, please understand one thing,
this
please.
This is not above everything.
Miss Ramalingam.
The law has got to be applied evenly.
Miss Ramalingam, please understand.
Yes.
Anybody can somebody can accuse you or me of murder also.
Murder also.
So
the
please,
same thing was in murder.
please don't give that argument.
I mean,
please, 1 second. The question here is, the question is Meenakshi Lekhi. I want to go back to Meenakshi Lekhi. Kunal Kohli, 1 minute. 1 minute, Sudha Ramalingam.
That's a basic fundamental.
You see, Miss Ramalingam. Miss Ramalingam.
Protection of law.
Miss Ramalingam.
Let's not simply sway things.
Miss Ramalingam.
Just because you had one instance here or that. These are not very grave instances. We need real.
It is not just one instance.
This is exactly the reason.
How many cases? We have so many cases of women walking on the streets and people harassing them. What about those cases? Those are not even reported.
Appreciation of evidence.
1 second. Here's the challenge. The challenge is there an attempt to obfuscate the argument on tough laws by saying the police is bad,
no, not at
the prosecution is bad,
really
the state is bad, the state itself is bad, the apparatus is bad, the judicial system is bad.
No,
and hence, let us obfuscate the debate. Let us obfuscate the debate on tougher laws. Meenakshi Lekhi is responding to Sudha Ramalingam. Meenakshi Lekhi, one-on-one, please. Meenakshi Lekhi responding to Sudha Ramalingam.
Most of the policemen, what do they do? Prosecution brings in stop with them.
Sudha Ramalingam and Kavita are not used to listening to others' points of view. And you can see the violence in the
Miss Ramalingam, please listen to others.
That this is the kind of attitude. This is the kind
Ms. Ramalingam, you are not even listening to the point we are trying to make, ma'am. Please understand that.
Okay, 1 minute.
Women's rights issues cannot be hijacked by the same lobby which speaks against death penalty on one point in time and takes over at the other point of view. And the same people, and this has been the problem, that women's rights movement, the original movement, has lost its color because it's been hijacked. And these are the people who sometimes double up as the human rights activists and then double up as the
Miss Ramalingam, please listen. Miss Ramalingam, 1 minute. I'm going to cut the audio of that. 1 second, Miss Ramalingam.
They indulge in
Miss Ramalingam, 1 second. Meenakshi Lekhi, can we just keep quiet for a minute?
They can't even listen to a different point of view.
1 second.
And the different point of view
One second. I want Meenakshi 1 minute. Just stop.
If they are talking here.
1 second. Kavita, we request you that let me please come in at this stage, right? Okay? Let me moderate this. Miss Ramalingam, I would request you when your point was being made, everybody listened. So I request you most humbly, if you know, keeping in view the human rights of the viewers, that please listen to what others are also saying. And Kavita Krishnan, I'm completely capable of moderating this debate. Please let Meenakshi Lekhi complete and I'll come to you. Yes, please go ahead, Meenakshi Lekhi.
You see, what my point is, if they claim that they know the victims, I can also claim I know not one but many victims with whom one has engaged over a period of time. And the lobbyists came only on the last day of the court order when the sentence was getting pronounced and tried to hijack even that agenda. Now, this is the kind of conduct, and every victim that I have spoken to in my life has asked for death penalty, even a rape victim. Now, here are cases where more than rape has happened. A severe bodily injury and complete alteration of lifestyle.
Absolutely.
And these are what one calls life-altering events. Now, in cases where life-altering events happen to anybody, death penalty should be the rule. And chemical castration is out of question because it is a reversible process. And let me explain for the viewers, because I think most of the people don't even understand. It's like taking pills. A lot of women take pills so that their levels, hormonal levels change. And the moment they stop, the levels come to normal. Similarly, if you stop the injections, the levels come to normal. So you really don't achieve much. And this thing which is called as most sinister penalty under human right violation and that nonsense, this is even countries like Norway, Sweden, the more so-called more liberal leftist countries, they apply. Scandinavian countries, this is the penalty. And according to me, even if we are looking at castration, the castration should be looked at in a different stream of cases. For pedophiles and such people, maybe castration.
Yes, absolutely.
But in cases where brutalization of the body has happened, death penalty should be the rule. Because our geopolitical situation, our social situation does not permit us to spend this kind of money on upkeep of the criminals, whereas the honest, poor people go hungry on the streets of this country and get further exploited.
Yeah.
The only question which comes here, I agree completely with you. Only question comes here is that everybody on the street today is asking, make these people suffer as much as possible. Don't give them a quick, get out quickly out of life kind of treatment, because that's the question you have to ask. Are we doing justice? Because someone who has gone down to a level of treating a woman the way these people did in the bus is not scared of anything.
Do you think
the kind of, so are we giving them a quick release? That is the question. I'm just voicing what people are saying on the street. They do feel that there's something which makes them really suffer, which gives other people a kind of fear. No, that is what people are asking for, and that's what we need to debate.
What has unfortunately happened in some circles in Delhi is that the entire debate around the rights of women or human rights, etc., has been appropriated by certain groups. And therefore, it is more important, since this is an issue which does not only concern certain groups. They have a say, but they are one among thousands of people who have a say. Do you think it is important right now, Majid Memon, my question to you is to widen the course of this debate? It should not be that some people who have a view on death penalty should be able to influence the view on how crimes against women should be handled.
On the women rights.
On women rights issues as well.
Please come back to
One sec. I want to go to Majid Memon on that. Majid Memon, is that going to be, is that necessary? Is that not just necessary but important to do immediately?
Now, Arnav, as we are standing today, after this debate over more than a fortnight now since the incident that occurred, by and large, people, even lawmakers, even people in authority, are now seriously considering and examining what could be the harsher or more deterrent punishment for such rapists. Well, that's absolutely a right direction, and I think it's going to happen very soon, in the days to come. Now, number two is that, you see, apart from making the offenders fear law, more important for a civil society is to infuse confidence in the minds of women, young girls, to move freely in the society, as their constitutional rights permit them to do so. Therefore, the fear of being molested, the fear of being accosted, a girl cannot walk on the street, etc., this must by and large go away. For this, the society has to act together along with the lawmakers to create an atmosphere that this fear does not prevail, and therefore the girls are free. Because as I said earlier, out of two, everyone is a woman. Well, the 50% of the population, how can we just leave them alone like this?
I take a straw poll on the news hour tonight.
Deterrent punishment
I'd
also
like to
is
make
important.
a point here.
I just because of want of time, I'm wrapping up. I'm just putting one question to the viewer tonight at the very end.
One more thing. One thing I want to say. See, this is very important that a common citizen of this country,
must get a
when
voice.
he wants to cooperate with the police and the governance to stop something, feels that he's not going to be in trouble. Today, we feel boss is lafade mein kaun pade.
In that, I want to play a small clip. Can I in this context play a small news clip? I found it very interesting. This comes from Hathras. I'll just play a small soundbite. Hathras, it is not a case of a rape victim. It is a case of a 16-year-old girl who was burnt alive. In this particular case, a small clip, I think is very revealing here. A policeman is asked, will you file an FIR in this case? And the policeman is caught on candid camera saying, no question of FIR. They are infighting. And only when he hears, in this, please listen to this very clearly, only when that policeman hears that the victim has died, does his expression change. Just look at the change of expression. We'll start playing that video right now. It's a 20-second clip. Just watch how the policeman is reacting. First dismissive, no case will be filed, it's a common case. He's smiling and laughing about it. And then when he hears the victim has died, his expression changes, which means, and I really mean this with all sincerity, only when people die in our country, when the common man or common woman or common teenager, an aam aadmi dies in our country, can we expect any justice? Just look at this clip. I think it tells a story of what you were talking about. Look at this clip.
होगी भी नहीं यार मेरे क्यों यार आदमी पैसा दिल तो दिया उसमें अभी और लेगा वो पैसा मुकदमा कोई तहरीर नहीं आई है ना मुकदमा लिखा जाएगा सही बात तो तुम्हें यार ये बता दूं ये पैसों के लिए पैसों का खेला है पूरा है अरे नहीं कोई तहरीर नहीं आई अब तक मर गई अभी अब देखो कराया जा रहा है अभी मरी है कराया जा रहा है उसका ठीक है
Just look at that. I think that tells you the whole story.
Yeah.
मर गई and then he कहा रहे मर गई तो FIR file करेंगे. That's the story of our country.
So I'm saying the seriousness of this crime needs to be established.
The point here is what we are trying to make and what we as citizens want and what we as citizens are demanding, even what Mr. Memon was saying, that the woman walking on the street should feel safe. She will feel safe when the man who thinks of doing anything wrong to a woman knows that if he does anything, he will face very serious repercussions. But today the man knows that if he touches a woman or gropes a woman, he will just run away.
A city planning, for example.
No, we'll get into the bigger options, but
there are many more things.
And also, why are we not talking about, like somebody made a point here in the debate, I think it was Mr. Prasun Joshi who made the point over here, and that point was very valid, that even the death sentence is actually not enough. They need to suffer as much as the victim has suffered. How much Nirbhaya has suffered, these men who have raped her need to suffer that much or more. What they have done to her, we cannot even talk about these things.
Well, I think
what they've done to her. And what is going to happen to them? Just hanging? Is that enough? No, it's not enough.
Yeah, I understand your point.
They need to suffer more.
Kavita, these are voices which need to be heard. My question is to all our viewers. Meenakshi, I'm completely short of time.
I'm saying that if you give death penalty for rape, then what is going to prevent the rapist from killing his victim every single time so that she cannot testify against him?
One question is,
you're going to encourage rapists to kill their victim because after all the sentence is going to be the same. And you will prevent the complainant.
Also have
my problem is that crime against women is not taken seriously.
Provides for that.
My problem is that anything which does make this crime serious, today people are very casual.
A simple question is this. A simple question to all our viewers is this. Have existing laws Have existing laws worked? Ask yourself tonight, wherever you're watching the news, and tell us what you think. Have existing laws worked, or have existing laws completely failed? If laws fail, do you change the laws or not? And why can't you have a special session of Parliament right here, right now, to discuss the change of laws? Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for participating in debate number 1.